guys, and welcome back to Van Life Mama. So it is our last day on the East Coast. We are starting the trek back home this morning, and I don't know if I did a tour of how I have the van set up for when we are stationary and camping. So I thought I would just show you guys around real quick. So as you can see, I did somewhat remedy the blackout curtains along the front. So there is a little bit of a gap, but it lets in such little light that it doesn't really affect me. Got my panels set up. Back here I have my CPAP and my fan set up. My clothes hamper, luggable that I use as my nightstand to hold my laptop. Back panels here. Charles has been sleeping here on the front seat. I do have my yoga mat down as a rug to because there's still those hooks on the floor, and I have a garbage there. I'll head outside and I'll show you what I have for my drawers. So now I'll show you the view from the back and where I'm storing all of our clothes and stuff. Here at the back I have two plastic drawers, and here I have just like the fan. My CPAP goes in here. There's my Jackery, some more electronics, my laptops, the fan goes in there. This is the drawer for all Charles's stuff. Toiletries are in here, just random stuff. And then on this side of the van, I have these plastic drawers with our clothes. I'm still using the futon frame. And this is the queen size foam pad that I bought off Facebook that I cut in two. So it's pretty thicker than my hand. It's pretty thick. It's been very comfortable. And then here under the bed, I just been using packing cubes. And storing other stuff down there, whatever I can fit. This is like shoes, pajamas, just a backpack to use for traveling. I have an air mattress down there in case we need it, but you see there's lots of space down there to store stuff. And there's Charles and the trash can. Charles likes the van. And then I store all outdoor stuff in my cargo box. So now we're getting packed up to leave, and I'll show you what the van looks like when it's in driving mode. Okay, so now the van is switched into driving mode, and this is what it looks like. Charles, this blanket does not stay there, it goes on the bed. So you see I got my hamper sitting on top of my drawers. We have our cooler here with all our drinks. This is my one son's snack box. He can just reach back and get it. Charles is ready to go. So we got two seats up. This is where my son sits. Charles usually sleeps on the bed when we're traveling. That's my other son's snack box. And in the front we have my munchie box. And we put the luggable loo here at the seat. And then all of our other stuff goes up in the cargo box. And then when we get to our next campground, I'll convert it back into a sleeper. It takes me about 10 minutes to convert it back into a sleeper. So that's how you go on a 3-week road trip with two teenage boys driving in the van and sleeping in it. Well, the boys are sleeping in the fifth wheel. I'm sleeping in the van. So in the future, when I'm doing more trips on my own and I don't have to have the two rear seats set up, I think I'm going to get another 3 bank of drawers and use that for all my kitchen utensils. And then I'm going to get some storage boxes for under the bed, and that can hold all my food. But for now, I'm traveling with my parents in their fifth wheel, and all the food's been stored in there. But yeah, for solo trips, I think that's definitely what I'm going to do. Anyway, so we're off to our next destination on the way home, which is Edmunston, New Brunswick. See you guys there. Alright guys, good morning. Just woke up from our first night at our first stop on our way back home. We are in Edmunston, New Brunswick at a campground called Edmunston Campground. It's a pretty nice campground. I'll give my full review in a later video where I talk about all the campgrounds I stayed at this trip. Had some pretty cool neighbors move in last night next to us, so let me see if I can get some video of them this morning. Let's see if you can see them. I can't say it's very often when I'm camping in Canada, at least the eastern part of Canada, where a couple of horses pull in next to us. Charles didn't know what to do with himself. Usually when we're watching TV and there's horses on the TV, he always barks at them. But now that he's seen the actual horses, he just literally sat and watched them for probably a good half hour. Like just sitting and watching, no barking, nothing. He was enthralled with them. So now we're going to pack up, move on to our next stop, which is just outside of Sherbrooke, Quebec. So we'll see you guys there. Morning guys, so we're just packing up our second, I can't even keep track anymore, campground. We are in Sherbrooke, Quebec, and now we are heading to Algonquin Park in Ontario. So on this trek home, we're doing 4 days, 4 provinces. We started in Nova Scotia, then we were in New Brunswick, now we're in Quebec, and then we're heading to Ontario, and then we'll be home. So on to our 4th province of Ontario. This will be my first time in Algonquin Park, so I'm excited to see it, and I'll see you guys there. So this is the morning of our last day of our 4-day, 4 provinces trip home. We are staying at New Lake Campground in Algonquin Park. And I'm so glad we decided to drive through Algonquin Park instead of going down Highway 17 home, because the drive was just beautiful. There's so many lakes, and the scenery and the wildlife is just gorgeous here. This is mine and Charles's view this morning. We are at New Lake, and the water is just glass this morning. I woke up today to the sound of loons. I miss that so much. I used to have that all the time at camp. Every morning we would hear the loons singing. And to have that this morning was really nice. So now we start the 7-hour trek home. And then I start the long process of editing all this footage from the past 3 weeks. So stay tuned for some cool videos of our adventures, and make sure you like and subscribe. What's up, guys? As I'm editing this last video, I realized I never did an outro for it. So we made it home after traveling through 3 provinces in 3 days. We're safely back in Ontario, and I already miss being on the road. We've been home now for a week and a half, 2 weeks, and I miss sleeping in the van. I get a much better sleep sleeping in the van. So this weekend I'm actually taking off on my very first solo camping trip with just me, nobody else. I gotta store all my own food, do all my own cooking. That'll be a good experiment for me. In the next video, I'm going to talk to you guys about the whole trip, the good and the bad of all the campgrounds that I stayed at, as well as I'll break down how much I spent on gas, food, and accommodation, so you guys can get an idea of what it would cost to do a trip like this. Otherwise, make sure you stay tuned in for some really cool adventures we have coming up in November. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure you like and subscribe. Bye.